Today, together with me, Afifa, we will discover and unveil the story behind the existence of invasive species in Sungai Skudai. The citizens have been reported to release invasive species into the river and cause interruption in our ecosystem. Although we have received so many complaints from the fishermen around the Sungai Skudai regarding the increase in the number of invasive species that exist in that river. So, let's check out what is that serious matter. Okay, with me, expertisers, Miss Dalili and Miss Adawiyah. When we talk about invasive species, we must know what it is. Invasive species are animals that are not native to our region and give negative impact towards our local biodiversity. They usually grow and spread quickly without predators and competitors. So, both of them will share about the invasive species that exist in Sungai Skudai. So, Miss Dalili, what is the name of the species and where this species comes from?
Sure. The customer species, commonly known as Sacamops catfish, is a freshwater fish native to South America. The customer species adapts well to various environments, and once it is introduced into the river, it will outcompete with the native species due to its rapid reproduction.
Okay, after hearing what Miss Dalili said, Sacamops is a fish that can compete together with our native species. So, their existence in Sungai Skudai also makes the environment less suitable for other native species. So, Miss Adawiyah, could you explain with us what they feed on actually?
Thank you for interesting question. So, Sacamops are primarily herbivores that feed on various types of organic matter. Their diet includes algae. They graze on algae that grow on surfaces within the aquarium, helping to control algae levels. They consume detritus, which is the organic debris and decaying matter found at the bottom of the habitat, such as plant material, uneaten food and wood. They may also consume small amounts of animal matter, such as small invertebrates or insect larvae.
I see. This is why the fishermen reports that their population huge and conquer most of the river. So, Mr. Lim, how can this fish, Plecostomus, exist in Malaysia?
Okay, so this may involve several factors. Firstly, the warm and stable tropical climate of Malaysia will create an environment that these fish find favorable. Additionally, the river provides ample hiding spots among rocks and vegetation, which allows Plecostomus to establish territories and find shelter. And sometimes individuals releasing pet fish into their natural bodies either intentionally or unintentionally. So this will be the common cause for their existence, especially in the river like Sungai Skudai. Plecostomus species are adaptable, so these factors will allow them to survive and make population in new environment.
So, does the Plecostomus fish existence have a negative impact to our local biodiversity?
Of course, they potentially have negative impact on our local ecosystem. Plecos, also known as ikan bandaraya in our community, alter the habitat structure through feeding, impacting sediment and substrate, negatively affecting native species survival and reproduction. Next, they compete with native species for food and nesting sites, leading to stress on local populations and declines in native populations such as fish. Plecos may introduce disease or parasites that not present in the local ecosystem, posing the additional threats to native species and can disrupt local ecosystems by altering the food webs and ecosystem dynamics, affecting the abundance and distribution of other species.
Thank you, Miss Adawiyah and Miss Dalili for this sharing session. We will back to Sri Pentas. So now, we are with Miss Akila, is one of the nelayan that has knowledge about the Plecostomus species life cycle. So, Miss Akila, is this Plecostomus species give side effect toward fisheries economics and how you manage your income after all of this happened?
Thank you, reporter. Hello everyone, my name is Nur Akila. I am one of the fishermen around the area of Sungai Skudai. Now back to the question again. As one of the local fishermen, I do agree that the impact of this Sacamops catfish, the existence has disrupted our main income and livelihoods, which has been exist and stable long time ago. Therefore, the abundant presence of this invasive species can severely impact the fishermen's income. However, I have suggested an approach to turn this challenge into an opportunity. Since this Sacamops catfish is an invasive species, I encourage other fishermen to actively hunt and catch them. By doing this, it is not only helps to reduce their population, but it also opens up a very new avenue for income generations, whereby fishermen can focus on capturing and selling their eggs. So these eggs can be used as an alternative uses such as baits. This is not only provides the additional income streams, but also contributes to managing these invasive species for a long-term.
So now, we are with the Mistress of Water, Land and Natural Resources, Dato' Dr. Nur Sarini. So, Dato', could you address the issue about invasive species in Malaysia?
Thank you, Ms. Afi, for further question. So, this visit is to be addressed. And to address the issue of invasive species in Malaysia, the government has implemented various measures, including the National Action Plan on Invasive Alien Species to 2021 until 2025, the Malaysian Plant Quarantine Act 1973, and the Plant Quarantine Regulation 1981. The effort to manage or to improve the understanding and public awareness of invasive alien species, intensifying capacity building for the implementation of the action plan, as well as enhancing research and development of invasive alien species. The effort of the second one is to establish a formal and transparent mechanism for risk assessment of alien species and initiate response plans and the capacity to contain and eradicate potential invasive alien species before they release into the Malaysia.
So, Dato', if someone releases it into the environment, it is a criminal action, and what acts should netizens follow and report the case happening in order to conserve our ecosystem together?
So, how to report is to reach out to local authorities such as the Department of Wildlife and National Parks, the Department of Fisheries or the Forestry Department to report the invasive species sighting. So, and you can also contact the Plant Quarantine Office or the Department of Veterinary Services, Animal Quarantine Office for assistance.
Malaysia's International Trade in Endangered Species Act 2008 penalties importers and exporters of invasive species without permits. Violation can result in fines of up to 100,000 ringgit for each species or up to 1 million ringgit in total and imprisonment for up to 7 years.
In conclusion, invasive species can bring a negative impact to our ecosystem. It can be introduced to a new area via the ballast water of ocean-going ships, intentional or accidental release of aquaculture species, aquarium specimens, or baits, and other means. Ingat, species invasive membawa pada. Marcella Ashley, 888 TV.
Now, let's dive into the Sungai Skudai ecosystems. The presence of plecostomus in Sungai Skudai affected the food chains, which begins with the producers such as algae and aquatic plants. It affects the entire ecosystems, where the primary consumer, including tadpoles, cyprinus, capybaras, and snail, will compete with plecostomus for producer, thus lead to the reduce in the population of these primary consumers, and also snakehead fish, which is a native secondary consumers that preys on the primary consumer. Snakehead fish prey availability may decrease due to the plecostomus competence. In the larger pictures, these plecostomus indirectly affects complex food webs relationship that can cause a cascade of impacts. A drop in tadpoles may increase algae, thus compromising water quality and other ecological creatures. This will disrupt habitats and reduce biodiversity owing to native species decrease.